Hello, Ipswich fans, and firstly, thank you for inviting me on the Suffolk Crunch. And it's great to see Ipswich Town back in the Premier League. My name's Craig. I'm the host of the Up the Cherries in All Departments podcast. You can find us at UTCIAD AFCB on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, you name it. And we're also on Spotify and all those platforms. And we've interviewed some very special guests. An Ipswich fan, actually, we've interviewed, albeit he has got connections with Chelsea, was Omid Jalili, of course, the comedian who has taken quite a liking at Portman Road. So it's great to have him on there as well. So, of course, I wanted to give you my views of the season so far for AFC Bournemouth. Of course, we are on 21 points after 14 games played. An absolutely fantastic return for the side so far. It could have been a little bit more, to be fair. Against Chelsea, we weren't clinical in front of goal. Against Leicester, we weren't clinical in front of goal. We should have really beaten Newcastle at home had it not been for a dodgy VAR decision ruling out Dongo Watara's goal. To be honest, Dan Burns' hand was a little bit close to the ball. We have had some of our struggles as well so far this season. We have been beaten 3-2 away at Brentford. To be honest, Brentford is a difficult place to go to. But also, we have been beaten at home against Brighton and Hove Albion. One thing I did want to bring up as well was, of course, that Everton win. Of course, we were 2-0 down. We come back to win 3-2 in probably what was our worst performance of the season. Everton were not good side, and we let them have too much of the ball. We let them dominate the game, but in 8 minutes, we managed to turn the game on its head. And that really shows the quality that we do have. The key men for AFC Bournemouth have to be Anton Semenyo has been absolutely fantastic this season. Down the right hand side, he's very, very quick. He's very strong. He's very powerful. He gets, some great crosses into the box. He's good in front of goal as well. He's contributed with some great, fantastic strikes. So I would say Anton Semenyo most definitely, is a player to look out for. Evan Nielsen as well. Again, a very, very, very good player. And he has won against Wolves quite recently, three penalties himself, all of which were converted by Justin Kluivert. Of course, Justin Kluivert is the first man in Premier League history and the first player for 67 years to actually score three in a top flight season. It might even be a bit longer than that as well. Do keep in mind as well, at the back, we do have a very, very solid back line. Zabania and Senesi have been pretty much ever present. However, do keep an eye out for Dean Howson, who scored that goal against Tottenham Hotspur from the header. He was excellent, and it really gives Andoni Iraola a headache. And of course, we've got Milos Kerkez, the left back, who is very, very quick, can get forward very easily, and gets into some great positions. So he's one to look out for as well. We play this very high press. We did that last season as well. At the start of last season, it didn't work. There was questions from myself, especially over Andoni Iraola, and whether it was going to work at this football club. How wrong was I? Because the high press does work very, very well. It is a little bit more direct than what he did employ in those first couple of games where he got off to a slow start, but this season, it has worked perfectly. And with the additions that we have made, it's got even better and better. Yes, we did lose Solanke, but Evan Nielsen is actually molding himself into that role perfectly. And as we've seen, Solanke has struggled a little bit at Spurs, which means, of course, uh, he was probably better here all along. How do I think this game is going to go? I think Ipswich have got a lot of fight, a lot of passion, a lot of determination. They are a credit to the Premier League, and it is great to see your football club back. I remember, going back some time ago, and it was because I was in actually, in the area as well. It really stood out. But from going to play Bracknell Town. Um, in a FA Cup game, and of course in the early cup rounds, to making your way to the Premier League is an absolute brilliant story. Kieran McKenna is going to set you up to really break down our plays. I think, the way to get to Bournemouth is probably playing like Brighton did, making sure that we can't play those intricate passes, making sure that you get into our faces. Of course, you don't want to mess around with it too much at the back against Bournemouth, because if you do that, we will press high. We have got some very quick players. Evan Nielsen will make himself a real pest. That's what Wolves found out, and that's what a lot of sides have found out as well this season and last. Remember, that game against Manchester United at Old Trafford last year was absolutely outstanding, and we've just carried that on. What do I predict? I'm not going to go against my own team. You probably appreciate that. I will go for a Bournemouth 3-1 win, but I really do hope Ipswich Town manage to find enough points to keep yourselves in the Premier League. I think the side, and definitely Kieran McKenna, have got it in them to do that. But my fingers and toes are crossed for you. Hopefully, you'll be able to stay in the top flight. Like I say, a credit to the Premier League, and it is great to see you back. And after this game, of course, I wish you the very best for the rest of the season.